August 6, 2004. Today Jesus showed me a beautiful dark-skinned woman being dragged from a road back into the forest or brush by 3 soldiers. These were partisan-type soldiers, not very officially fitted out, but they had guns. They were dark-skinned, and I suspect were fellow countrymen. She held a small child. The child was dropped at one point. The woman allowed the child to fall by the wayside in an effort to protect the baby girl from whatever was about to occur. The child simply sat, looking dazed and uncertain, as the men dragged the mother away deeper into the woods. The mother stopped struggling, and the 3 men systematically raped her. I won't try to describe the ugliness of this scene. This woman has been raped before. She was raped some time ago by soldiers, and the rape resulted in a pregnancy, which resulted in the baby girl, who is sitting uncertainly waiting for her mother. The soldiers finish and leave her. She is not physically injured to a great degree, thank God, and is only concerned about her little one, whom she loves with a fierce tenderness. How she must worry about protecting this child, because the child is destined to grow into a woman. The woman pulls herself together. I would like to describe the scene, such is my rage, but I do not do so in the interest of protecting her dignity. The reason I would like to describe it is so that each and every man who behaves in this way will understand that Christ is watching, and they will be held accountable. I hope they convert and find forgiveness, but I praise God for divine justice in these matters. This woman mercifully collects her child and cries. The child snuggles into her mother's neck and wraps her little arms around this poor woman. Our beautiful victim holds her baby and is consoled and steadied by her child. Jesus speaks. Jesus said, "This woman is a favored servant of mine." She is a Christian, converted, as a result of the effort of a missionary. She thanks me all through the day for the sun, for the rain, for the beautiful things in nature that she credits to me as the Creator. I love her most tenderly. And she is a victim soul. You are angry, and you are struggling with your anger at me, because you see that I watch this, and do you want me to act upon these men? I will do so, have no fear. As you say, they will reap what they sow. You know that the scene you witnessed is not unusual in your world. People are mistreated often in this way. You have labored hard to help others who suffer at the hands of evil men. There are a few things I want to show you. First of all, look at the beauty of this child. One of the things that pierces your heart is the confused look on this little one's face. You also feel deeply the love of the mother for this child, and see how the mother is comforted by the child. Even during the attack, which is not sexual on the part of the woman, merely physical, the mother's only concern is for her child, whom I have protected. This baby is the result of a previous rape. The act of rape is a desecration of a person. I want to tell you that the victim is an unwilling participant. A victim's beautiful sexuality, which is my gift to him or her, is not in any way involved in an act in which they have been coerced. An attack of this nature does not impact the beauty of a person's sexuality. That is theirs to give to another. Some try to take this from others, but they cannot. A person who has been used in this way should never think that their beautiful sexuality is affected. It is not in any way affected. One cannot take sexuality from another. It must be given. It is a physical attack, and with my help, a victim will heal. You are angry at me, and, because you are blaming me for this. You were here with me while this was occurring. I did not do this. I did not will this. I do not will this for any of my children. This is man being rebellious, following the guidance of my enemy, Satan. These men are answering yes to him. They are exulting in this evil act. Please do not be like my enemies in the world, and blame me for evil. This woman is my friend and I love her. She will spend eternity with me. Her daughter will be instrumental in saving many souls, as will her mother. And yet, the daughter was the result of rape. It is this I wish to speak about. There are those on your earth, even some of my friends, who say that an abortion is acceptable if her mother has been raped, and if the infant is the result of this wretched form of physical attack. Let me explain how this wounds me. The act of rape is a desecration of a person's body, as I have said. If I choose to act as the Creator at this time and send an infant, it is the greatest form of bringing good from evil, which I do often. I am actually very busy in this time bringing good from evil, because I have so much evil to work with and less good. In defiance against this act of rape, I send an infant. Do you have any idea how special and precious are these little representatives of God as goodness? These are truly the greatest of gifts to your world. And yet many agree that, because the earthly father of the infant was acting badly, it is justifiable to slaughter what I have created. And, if we slaughtered every infant whose father was behaving badly, we would have far fewer people in this world, even given the great number who are already rejected and slaughtered. This is the gravest, most distorted of logic. The father behaves badly, so the child must be slaughtered. I reject this diabolical reasoning. So must you. It takes courage to speak the truth in your world, but I will send plenty of courage to any soul who takes up the cause of the unborn. These are truly my most favored servants. Back to my precious little victim soul. She will live for her child. She will survive for her child, and she has embraced this gift, seeing her daughter as the miracle of creation that she is. The greatest of joy will come from this little girl to her mother, whom she will treasure, and to your world. We will all reap the benefits of this mother's decision to allow this child to be born. With regard to the evildoers, you have been allowed to see how I view them. They are lost to me at this moment. I also see them behaving like wild dogs. You will continue to pray for their conversion, as you do each time you pray for the conversion of sinners. They will be dealt with. I want you to understand something else. There are those who read this who will be appalled at this act, and yet they witness such acts on television and do not turn their televisions off. They provide a market for the enemy to glorify such acts of depravity by viewing them. Anytime you watch entertainment in which a woman's, man's, or child's body is being used for anything other than holy actions, you are culpable. I do not wish men to view women's bodies without proper attire, unless they are united to them in matrimony. I do not wish men to have sexual relations, unless they are united to a woman in matrimony. Sexuality comes from me, it is my domain. The gross misuse of sexuality in this time offends me greatly, and brings down the greatest of evil and suffering to everyone. This cruel assault is an example. The widespread rebellion in sexual matters must cease. End of message.